Paint 3D is a really useful app that can be used to support creativity from early years right through to senior phase pupils. In our brushes section, from the menu along the top of the screen, we can see that we have a wide range of mark making tools that may be familiar from other similar products. We can also change the thickness and the opacity of the paint colour. We can change the colour at the bottom of the screen. It comes with a range of built-in 2D shapes and 3D objects. So we have 3D objects listed here and some basic 3D models that our learners could use to customise. But we also can see here that it has the Remix Microsoft 3D Community Library, which can also be accessed at the top. Additionally, there's some stickers included, which can be used in combination with images or objects that they use, such as facial features, etc. And there are some textures, so if you are doing more design-based resource work, you can personalise it here. I love that you can also create your own stickers. So if you use devices that you might have in school or set a challenge at home, you can use the Add Sticker button to upload photographs that you might have taken that capture material in the Quant exhibition or from outdoor learning and mini beast patterns, etc., and use them. And that's one of the things that we're going to do today, is create our own sticker using an image. You can also add text, change the FX, so you can change the lighting position. You can also edit the canvas to show a canvas or have it transparent. So I'm not going to freehand draw, I'm going to insert an image from one that was created. So here we have Judith's interpretation of the op art dress in the Mary Quant exhibition. The first thing I'm going to do is I am going to crop. When I'm happy with that, I simply go to the right hand side and select done. I can use my fingers to pinch and zoom, or I have a viewing button up at the top. So now that I have my image, I'm going to use it to create a sticker. So I'm going to add a new sticker. And to create a sticker from an image on the canvas, I'm going to use this magic select tool. So similar to crop, I'm going to slide this down until it's showing as little of the excess space on my canvas as possible. And that's done by editing these dots. Select next. And the AI within the program selects the outline it thinks that I'm looking for. You can see I have two large buttons, and I can simply draw a line through those areas, and the computer will calculate that I want to add those in to my design. If, as it's done here, it adds something you don't want, simply draw around it, draw a line through it, and it will remove it for you. By zooming in, you can really hone in on exactly the pieces that you want to add. When you feel that you're happy with your design, select done. And you'll see here I've now got an option to make it a sticker. Selecting that confirms I have a sticker by the stamp icon, and the tick button means that I can apply it. So now I have the dress as a stamp. So building up from this, what I want to do is create a 3D model that I can put my stamp, my design onto, that can be interactive, and I can include in my PowerPoint. I'm now going to create my 3D object. So I select 3D shapes and I use one of the doodle tools. If I want to do a freehand drawing, for example a butterfly or something, I could use this brush. However, if I wanted to do something blunt, like for example a table, I would use the sharp edge tool. But because this is a dress and it's rounded, we're going to use this soft edge. Place your mouse on the edge of your object, and you can see here it will naturally pull in a straight line if you don't click. So when I get to the end of a straight line, simply double tap to place the line on the drawing. I can then freehand draw all the way down to the bottom of the skirt. Go along the bottom of the dress, and using that freehand tool I can follow the pattern as closely as I possibly can. When I get to the edge, I'm going to freehand up to here until I get to the waistline of their dress, and then I'm going to double tap to pull it up in a straight line. Again, the edge of the shoulder would be a straight line, and I'm going to go down, freehand, for the bibbed area of this dress. And when I return back, you'll see it creates that sort of pinafore effect of this portion of her op-art dress. I can edit the colour to make it more visual and clear to see, and make sure that I'm happy with what I've got. I can also add in different parts of the body by adding the arms, for example, tracing them as carefully as I can, always returning to that section at the top. Now, because I've got two parts, I'm going to select all of the parts and group them. I'm now going to repeat that process for the other body parts of the dress, so that I can include the other sleeve and then the polo neck of the underneath area of the dress. Once I'm done, I always make sure that I group all of the items together, and I can adjust them using the edit buttons before I do that, making sure there's an overlap. And now I've got my 3D model, so I can double check it by tapping, and I see I've got my hover button, and that allows me to rotate it. So now, if I get rid of the image in my background, once I've deleted the background image, I move my model onto the canvas. I can then select my sticker, align it with the model I've created. When I'm happy with the positioning, tick, and you can see it applies it. If I rotate it round, you'll see I need to repeat that on the back. So go to my sticker again, select it, stretch it to make sure it's the right size and fit. And when I'm comfortable with what I've chosen, simply tick. So now if I select my model and rotate it, I have a 360-degree dress. Now I want to export it, so I'm going to go to Menu, and I'm going to select Save As. Save As gives you three options. Save it as an image, so 2D. Save it as a model, 3D. Save it as a video, which, if you've ticked the option in History on your main canvas, will give you a time lapse. Or use the Paint 3D, and that will allow you to come back and edit it later. I can take my 3D model and I can insert it into PowerPoint. This means my young people or I can interact with it, look around and explore it. This is a useful tool if covering things such as social studies, or if you want to create your own museum or gallery, and we have a separate webinar recording for that. So to insert the model from Paint 3D or any other app that allows you to export a 3D model, simply go to the top menu bar and select Insert. Next, move along the ribbon to select 3D models. Using the drop-down option, I'm going to choose one from my device, although I could choose one of the library of resources available in the stock 3D model category. Selecting this device and the 3D model that I made earlier, I can simply insert, and I can now manipulate that on my screen. This means I could have a class catwalk, or a whole group could present with interactive models. You'll notice, however, my screen is not on full screen present mode. As I can't have it in slideshow mode, I can only interact with it if I have it in the building mode. Other ways you can use the model, for example in the Quant exhibition at V&A Dundee, is I could take a photograph and use my interpretation, or in this case Judith's interpretation, of one of their dresses. So this is her version of the op art dress, and we can create an entire interactive gallery. We could build that in with our own thing links too. I also mentioned the time lapse. This time lapse video allows you to see the process of your young people. It also allows them to build up a gallery of their skill set as it grows, and use it to create a portfolio of their work and the processes they go through to create that.